Summary of the most relevant national and international news of the day, here on ICI Noticias Canada. With its presenter Angelica Cifuentes. What is a tariff? A guide to the blow to Canada if Trump pulls the trigger. A tariff is a price or cost set for a product or service. In the context of international trade, the more appropriate term is tariff, which refers to a tax that a country imposes on goods imported from another country. Tariffs are used to protect domestic industries from foreign competition, generate revenue for the government, or influence the trade policies of other nations. Recently, U.S. President Donald Trump announced his intention to impose 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico starting February 1, 2025. This measure could have a significant impact on the Canadian economy, especially in sectors such as manufacturing and energy. For example, Canadian aerospace companies that export components to the United States could face substantial losses due to increased costs. A recent study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine has revealed that maintaining good muscle strength and cardiorespiratory fitness is associated with a significant reduction in the risk of cancer mortality. Researchers from Edith Cowan University in Australia analysed data from nearly 47,000 patients with various types and stages of cancer. They found that those with higher levels of muscle strength and fitness had a 31% to 46% lower risk of dying from any cause compared to those with lower levels. This protective effect was especially notable in patients with advanced cancers and in those with lung or digestive tract cancers. The findings suggest that personalized exercise programs that include strength training and aerobic activities could improve survival rates in cancer patients. In Toronto, the nonprofit Tiny Tiny Homes, led by Ryan Donnet, is addressing the homelessness crisis by building tiny mobile homes. These portable structures are equipped with solar power, heat, and running water, providing temporary, dignified shelter to those in need. Each unit, attached to a bicycle, offers mobility and security, essential elements for coping with Canada's harsh weather conditions. To date, 4 of these homes have been built, 3 in Toronto and 1 in Kitchener. The project began with Donnet-owned funds, but through crowdfunding campaigns, he has raised more than 85,000 Canadian dollars for materials. Although these homes are not a permanent solution, Donnet describes them as a bridge between temporary encampments and stable housing. The Ontario Liberal Party leadership race is underway, and the deadline for new members to register to participate in the election of the next leader is running out. Those interested in influencing the future direction of the party must register before the deadline. Among the leading candidates is Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie, who has announced her intention to run for the party leadership. Her candidacy has generated interest due to her experience in municipal government and her vision for the future of Ontario. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has announced his intention to call an early election in the province, scheduled for February 27, 2025. This decision is due to the threat of 25% tariffs on Canadian imports by U.S. President Donald Trump, which could severely impact Ontario's manufacturing sector. Ford is seeking a strong mandate to address these economic challenges and protect jobs in the province. Ford has also proposed building a tunnel under Highway 401, which would extend from Brampton to Scarborough. U.S. President Donald Trump says Canadians would have much better health coverage if Canada became the 51st state. He made the remarks during a briefing in North Carolina. "I would love to see Canada become the 51st state," he said. "Canadian citizens, if that were to happen, would get a very large tax cut, a tremendous tax cut, because they are so heavily taxed. They would have much better health care coverage. I think the people of Canada would like that," the president said. If the United States were to acquire Canada, Trump would let business go to Canada as a matter of course. And then, there would be no tariffs. Trump has proposed imposing sweeping 25% tariffs on Canadian exports starting February 1. He made the remarks shortly after criticizing the US-Canada trade relationship, as he has routinely done for weeks, repeating that his country does not need Canada's cars, lumber and food products. Subscribe and follow us on our YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook platforms as ICI Noticias Canada, to always be informed with the most important news and in-depth analysis. Thank you for choosing us as your trusted source of information.